Okay, today's subject is obviously on crowdsourced funding, equity raising, growing with your clients. Equity has now been raised by some small companies all around Australia. So small proprietary companies are eligible to raise equity direct from investors from the 19th of October 2018. This is a great opportunity for you to be able to work with your clients to assist them to raise capital. There's been 7 intermediaries appointed by the Australian Security Investment Commission, and these companies are active in the marketplace. In fact, I've just spent a couple of hours reviewing their websites so that we can upgrade our material. And they've all got some interesting proposals going through their clientele. So if you've got any questions as we're going through, comments, can you please type them into the system and send them through to us. And I will answer the questions later in the webinar. So let's look at some of the activity that's been occurring in the marketplace, because this is underway. This is exciting. Inja Bank has already raised $2.4 million. Now, they were in the system when you had to be an unlisted public company to be able to raise capital. But I noticed they're also back in trying to raise more capital at present. So that's a great sign from that company. Manrags completed their capital raising, raised $363,250. Shuvi, a platform for moviegoers to get access to what would have otherwise been empty seats. That's a great idea. Have raised $294,500. The West Gin Company, who produce Australian champion gins, have raised $900,000. Mimo Bottle, who produce flat water designed to fit into your bag, they've raised $383,000. Basol, a timekeeper for luxury brands, has raised $294,000. Quicken, a currency app which has got a prepaid Visa card, has raised $248,000. All of these companies have raised more than their minimum targets. Let's look at some of the others. Order Up, an investment in a gaming brand, has raised $361,000. Park, a distributor of soccer balls and clothing, has raised $316,000. Sash, an Australian take on modern Japanese fusion, has raised $184,000. I thought you might be interested in looking at some of the backgrounds of the companies that are currently trying to raise capital, according to some of the intermediaries' websites. We have a company who's a craft beer manufacturer raising capital, a surfboard design business, a company that has developed technology to supplement livestock, a company that has developed health supplements, an Australian boutique spirits manufacturers and marketers of spirits. Give you any ideas of your clients that might be interested in trying to raise capital? We've got another one called Mobile Tech. It's got travel solutions, a cloud-enabled student tutoring business, a multi-venue medical services business, a patent safety device seeking capital after their first sale, an established company seeking funds to expand into new networks and markets. Now, that was for internet gaming, but couldn't that be for virtually every one of your companies on your client list? Because please remember, crowdsourced funding applies to any type of industry or business background, and it is not conditional on the age of the business. So the business might be 3 months old, it could be 95 years old. We've got Black Hops Brewery, which is a producer of craft beer and wine. Tomorrow's House Today, delivering the future of zero carbon. Dream City, an immersive theme park, and so on. I think this is presenting a great opportunity for accountants, because these companies can operate in this market if their gross annual turnover is under $25 million. Most of these companies will be the clients of small to medium-sized accountancy firms. Normally the people who participate in our webinars, small to medium-sized accounting firms. So it's a great opportunity for your firm to proactively assist your clients to be able to raise capital. But it's also an opportunity for your firm to grow with your clients. So this presents new challenges and opportunities for your team, but it also presents the opportunity for new income streams for your accountancy firm. And with all the challenges that accountants have at present, from the commoditisation of income tax returns, from greater competition, from outsourcing to overseas, wouldn't some new income streams be welcome in your firm? So you've got a definite role in this, and we suggest when you start, become a subscriber to ESS BIZTOOls crowdsource funding product package, and that you utilise the client matrix to assist you to identify the clients who might be interested in undertaking this journey with you. And then you're able to present them a proposal. Now, all of the materials contained within the ESS BIZTOOls product package. So invite those clients to a seminar or webinar and give them an overview of what crowdsource funding equity raising is all about, and how you can help them. Because by running the seminar or webinar, you're going to be clearly identifying to your clients that you're able to assist them in this process. You're then able to meet with your clients and discuss a proposal with them. This would enable you to explain how crowdsource funding operates, determine whether they are going to be eligible, discuss the intermediary's role, because this is very important, that both you, your team, and your clients understand what the duties, responsibilities, and powers of the intermediaries are. Make your client aware of the process that's going to be involved in the preparation of the crowdsource funding offer document. This is a de facto prospectus. It has to be done properly. And understand then what happens once the intermediary accepts the crowdsource funding offer document and uploads it to their website. Now, an indicative fee for this type of work, for this segment, I think is somewhere around $5,000 to $10,000. And there's a full how to do it included in the product package. Now, when you get the green light and your clients want to proceed, you're then going to have to be able to produce a summary of information on the company or a business plan. The summary and the business plan obviously need to cover things like the industry, products and services that this client company produces. Who are the customers? What's the sales to the customers? What's the average sale? What's the growth in customers? Who are the team? Directors, location, website, intellectual property, the unique competitive advantage, the company's current financial position.
Yeah, didn't he say it's an accountancy firms?
Clients want to proceed. I can hear you. Arrange telephone calls with your clients to be able to talk to the intermediaries. Discuss services intermediary provides. Discuss the fees to be charged by the intermediary for you. The legislation does not specify the fees payable, but the agreed fee can be paid by cash, shares, or a combination of cash and shares. The agreed fee must be disclosed in the crowdsourced funding offer document and on the intermediary's website. And there can be some upfront payments that are required for the intermediary to accept work. And these costs could things like onboarding fees, $5,000 to $10,000. The company will need a video, and if you go on and look at some of the intermediaries' websites, there's some very good videos that's been produced. Design fees for the final offer document, $1,000 to $2,000. The fees charged by intermediaries seem to range from 6% to 8% of capital raise, although I did see one recently 4%, but the capital raise target was $4 million. So $160,000 for the fee. Part of your role will also be to facilitate discussions with intermediaries, because your client can select which of the intermediaries they want to deal with. And also determine whether the intermediary's got a preference for a pre-seed round or a private launch. And there should be a discussion with the intermediary as to what they think should be included in the crowdsourced funding offer document. It's interesting to look at some of the comments that intermediaries have been making of late. One has said that in the United Kingdom, crowdsourced funding is a larger share of the market than venture capital. The individual intermediaries appear to have 20 to 30,000 potential investors that they can go to. And that's what they will do. They will send to their database of investors details of the latest company that they've placed onto their website. Now, some of the intermediaries like the concept that the client will participate in some pre-seed funding, because this helps establish the value of the company. And this might be done under Section 708, which you'll recall the company can raise up to $2 million from 20 investors in a 12-month period. So they might raise a couple $100,000 that way. Or it could be utilising part of the 90-day period that is available for the crowdsourced funding capital raising process. So the private launch might be targeted in that first 30-day period to people like employees, shareholders, customers, suppliers, family and friends. So that the intermediary can say the target's to raise 500,000, but in the first 30 days we went out to this group of people and we've already raised $200,000. It gives a lot of assurance then to the public at large that this company has got some support from people who know something about it. The next document is the crowdsourced funding offer document. Now, your accounting will normally coordinate the preparation of this document and a template and supporting documentations included in the ESS BIZTOOLS product package. Documents have to be filed and kept for at least 6 years. And there will be the requirement for some liaising. Documents might go backwards and forwards a few times between the client, yourself, and the intermediary before everyone is happy, particularly the intermediary, because they've got the final say under the legislation. So the final document is then submitted to the intermediary, who uploads it to their website. The intermediary is required to operate a communication facility for the period of the listing. And you can see some of this by visiting their websites, because that's part of the communication. And you can view some of the communications that have been going backwards and forwards. So the communication could cover things like videos, webinars, in-house presentations. We're going to send you a copy of the PowerPoint slides on this webinar tomorrow. But some of the intermediaries are listed. Bill Folder in Sydney, Equities, Sydney and Auckland. The company has already been involved in crowdsource funding in New Zealand, which have had it for about 6 or 7 years. Big Start Capital in Perth. Virtual Financial Services in Melbourne. On Market in Sydney. Enable Funding in Adelaide. And Capital Labs in Sydney. They're the 7 intermediaries that currently have been appointed by ASIC. So in summary, crowdsource funding is a great opportunity for some of your clients. I accept it's not going to apply to all of your clients, but I really do suggest to you that potentially it could apply to more of your clients than what you might have thought about before you started this webinar. It will enable them to go to the next level, to do something in their business. And if you think back to some of those examples I've showed you of the companies that have already raised capital, or those who are currently attempting to raise capital, it's a wide cross-section of Australian small, medium enterprise businesses. Crowdsource funding definitely creates new revenue streams for proactive accountants. And your accounting team will welcome the opportunity, the challenge, the interest to be involved in a wide range of new work. And for more information, you can go to our website. And the details, whilst they're on the screen at present, they'll be in the PowerPoint slides we're sending you tomorrow. You could also go back and look at the first webinar we prepared in this series, and you can access that by going onto YouTube, and the access details are shown and will be in the PowerPoint slides. And this will give you the very beginning, because we've now added new material at the end that now is contained in this webinar to give you an ongoing picture of what has happened. ESS BIZTOOLS has developed a product package to assist you to be able to deliver these services to your clients, to assist them on the crowdsource funding equity raising journey. Our normal subscription is $999, including GST, for 12 months, 24/7 per office access. But we have a special discount on for New Year, 40%, which brings the price back to $599, including GST. And this is available at the close of business on 31 January. So if you're interested in this, this is a great opportunity to get involved. And we've also included in that offer a 1-hour mentoring session on utilising the crowdsource funding package. Or you can take advantage of a 40% discount on the ESS BIZTOOLS Gold package, which includes the crowdsource funding package as well. And that's been reduced to only $1,782 for the 12-month period. So if you wish to subscribe, please go to our website at essbiztools.com.au And for the crowdsourced funding offer, enter the code CSFC40. And for the gold package, enter the code GOLDC40. And we look forward then to welcome you as a subscriber to ESS BIZTOOLS. What's your action plan? Are you interested in proactively assisting your clients to grow their businesses? Offering your team the opportunity to work on new and varied activities? And, of course, creating for your firm some new income streams. I hope all of you are, so you're ready to go to the next level. So the next step is I invite you to subscribe to our product package. As far as we know, we're the only one producing this type of product for Australian accountants. And you'll then be able to reserve your time for the complimentary 60-minute mentoring session on crowdsourced funding. What you would then do is complete the client matrix, sit down and identify your current clients and prospects to determine who might be interested in hearing the story. Read the seminar material because that's included in the product package. And then plan the seminar or webinar to be presented to your clients and prospects, the ones you've identified. In particular, if others want to come, well, I think that's okay. That's okay. It allows you to get your message out, particularly to the people you think are interested. There's some promotional material for your website in the product package. And there's even a video release you can personalise to your local media outlets. And that might attract some interesting prospects to you. Because unfortunately, not enough accountants are getting involved in this industry. And we're determined to find 500 firms around Australia because we believe that's what's going to be necessary to enable this market to be properly serviced. Otherwise, people will be going to other advisors. We think accountants are well placed to be able to supply this service. And you can contact your local media to answer any questions they've got. So you'd follow up the clients or prospects that went to your seminar and webinar and determine whether they're interested. Send the proposal to them and then follow up and have a discussion. So what is your action plan? We will be sending you material during the year that you can refresh your website. We'll be sending you news articles and updates. We're calling it the Crowdsourced Funding Scorecard. I've been updating it this morning. And that's going to be available for our subscribers to see what's going on, what type of businesses are raising capital, and how much capital have they raised. This is the most exciting thing that's affected SMEs raising money for their businesses for the last 35 years. 35 years ago, Section 708 commenced. Must have been very hard prior to then. But this is the new evolution. This an early stage innovation company, capital raising. What do you think? Thank you for participating in this webinar today. We're going to send you an executive summary on what we've discussed. We're going to send you a link to the webinar recording and a copy of the PowerPoint slides. If you've got any questions, and I did ask a couple of times for you to type in your questions. I do have a couple. What happens at the end of the capital raising process? Well, the intermediary will send an email to the company saying the 90-day period or whatever lesser period the company has specified has concluded, and we have raised the minimum amount, and we are now going to send to your bank account a transfer of the net amount, gross amount raised less the intermediary's negotiated fee, and we are sending to the company a list of the new investors. And that is the end of the intermediary's role at that stage with the company. What the company's responsibility then is to do is two things. probably three things I would recommend, but two things legal. You've got to produce the share certificates, or your client has, and send them to the new shareholders. You've got to update the share register and record these shareholders as crowdsource funding shareholders. And the company has to lodge a return of allotment of shares, crowdsource funding shares, with ASIC within 30 days. I would also be recommending that the board of directors sends an email, welcome to our organisation, as shareholders to these new investors. And then the company is on its own. The intermediary plays no further role relative to that capital raising. But if the company in 4 or 5 months' time decides that it's already achieved what it raised that money for, and it now wishes to raise some more capital, it can start the process again. And if they're happy, I assume they would go back to the same intermediary. But that might not be the decision, of course. That extra capital raise is subject that the total capital to be raised in a 6-month period does not exceed $5 million. Another question is, does the company have to appoint an auditor? Under the crowdsource funding rules contained within the Corporations Act, the company's directors only have to appoint an auditor when the aggregate amount of capital raised, whether it's Section 708 or crowdsource funding, exceeds $3 million. And I don't see any further questions. So we'll move on. So if you think of some questions later on, please send me an email. peter@essbiztools.com.au, and I will reply to you. And there's my contact details there now. And you can have a look at our other websites, or you could send me an email. That might be a bit belated, but Happy New Year for 2019 to you and from the team at ESS BizTools. I hope that you find this year to be very successful, challenging, and a year that you can implement more and more advisory services to the products and services that you're offering your clients. The team at ESS BizTools are quite happy and willing to assist you on that journey. Have a great day. Thank you for being with us today. Goodbye.